Miami mercenaries, really that's the double M. Born baller, baby boy, I be above the rim.
What's good, family? It's your boy Just Blaze, host of the best NBA pod in the game, Above the Rim. Keep it locked each week and join myself and a special guest as we tackle the latest rumblings in the league. If it's happening in the NBA, you know I got you covered. Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and leave that 5-star review. Let's get it.
Hey, Snoop! Hey, Snoop! Where you at, baby? Oh, my goodness! Ow! Now, nobody can tell me dreams don't come true. Nobody can tell me that, baby. Dreams do come true.
Why are elite at both ends of the floor? Does that make you the best duo in the NBA?
I think so. When you look at two guys that play both ends, two guys that can go and get a basket, and two guys that can stop you from getting a basket, elite on both ends, I don't see how you can beat that.
Are you two going to fight over who guards the best player on the other team?
We might. We might.
Come on, baby. We can do this. Let's go. Let's go, Clippers. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Clippers. Let's go. Come on, baby. We got this. They came back on us. Let's do it to them, baby. Fight. Let's go.
If you bet somebody that your team and their team was going to play in the Western Conference Finals and their team didn't make it, do they still owe you money? Run me my money.
Talk about it.
You are now tuned in to Above the Rim.
Family, welcome back to another edition of Above the Rim. Best NBA pod in the game, you already know. Brought to you, as always, it's your host, Justin, a.k.a. Just Blaze. Family, you know the drill. To get in contact with me, hit me up and follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, at JustBlaze_513. IG is JustBlaze513. On Facebook, search Above the Rim Podcast. Email the show as well, Above the Rim NBA Podcast at gmail.com. Send me those voicemails, 908-718-1592. I'll play them all on the show. Give me all that feedback. Remo, the boys in the building again.
It's like I'm the usual suspect now. I'm back.
I mean, you're part of the family, though. You are an honorary family member, man. You get a lot of heat when you come on the show, man.
Appreciate you, and I'm always willing to take it.
Some say, man. The streets be calling for you, man.
Y'all dudes are soft.
Family, make sure you go follow Reem on Twitter as well at Let's Talk Sports TV, and on Instagram at Rich Dreads. Make sure you go support the clothing line as well. New spring collection coming soon?
Full. We about to drop that splat.
Talk to me. The new one, look out. And look for him out on social media and all that too. Let's get into this game. Let's get into this episode right away, man, because we came in here hot today, man. We had Game 7 last night. The Clippers. The LA Clippers, man. I wasn't even going to record today, Reem, but I had to throw an emergency pod out because there was too much slander on the timeline last night going on Twitter. It was a little out of control, man. And the Clippers, man, I just can't believe the LA Clippers. Like, a golden opportunity was lost, but a golden Twitter night was birthed last night.
Classic Twitter night.
Classic. The slander was at a premium, but we got to start off the episode before we get into the Clipper talk. To start us off, another piece, 1/3 of the trio that we missing. My man Damo, he couldn't make it here this episode, so he left us a voicemail in spirit. So let's get into that.
What's good, Above the Rim family? It's your boy Damo, and first off, let me just say the bubble has lived up to the hype for me. This has been some of the best basketball performances I've seen in a while. Records being put up night in and night out, and new stars are emerging. And amongst those stars, being Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Jamal Murray. Boy, let's just give that man some RESPECT. Just. I know you might not agree, but I'm telling you, this dude reminds me a lot of B. Roy, man. And dude is just special and clutch. But, you know, as much as I wanted the Clips to win and go up against Braun and the Lakers, them choking doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is their nature, man. I just had a feeling it was going to happen, and I called it. So I'm not surprised, man. So, I want to know just who you placing the blame on. As for me, I'm gonna cut Kawhi some slack, because he normally shows up to me. He normally shows up in these instances. He just had a bad game yesterday, so I'm gonna cut him a little slack. I'm throwing the blame on preseason P. That's what I'm calling him. Not no playoff P. He's preseason P to me. And Lou Will. They weren't focused and too cocky, stepping out of the bubble for some legs and thighs and doing all that tripping on social media. Dame said it best. They ain't built, and they running from the grind, man. Let me know what you think, Jeff.
Ooh. Shout out to the boy Damo, yo. Coming in hot. So we got to talk about this here, Reem.
Damn.
Because my man Damo said a lot, man. So I agree with him. The Clippers, they weren't focused in this bubble. If you remember, none of them really wanted to be in a bubble when it was time for them to gather up and get the votes and to see which players want to come to the bubble and which don't. They were the team with the most amount of people who voted against it. In Game 7, man, they couldn't handle the Nuggets at all. Murray dropped 40. Jokic finished with 16 points, 22 rebounds, 13 assists, and 3 blocks. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George combined in Game 7, 24 points combined, 10 rebounds combined, 8 assists combined, and 2 blocks combined. Jokic beat them in every single category except for points, which is ridiculous for a championship-level team as deep as the Clippers, championship coach, up 3-1 in this series. It was ridiculous. The leads that they had in each one of the games, 4 through 7.
Double digits in 3.
They had 18-point lead, a 16-point lead, a 19-point lead, and then a 12-point lead.
Yeah.
Boys can't close, Reem. They cannot close. Talk to me. Before I show I have my level of blame out in tears. What were your thoughts on the series? And was it a choke?
I think we might have just seen fools go. You know what I'm saying? We have Hollywood and then there's Bollywood. I don't know what's going on with those guys over there. I think the names that they had on paper, they made themselves feel like they were so solidified that they should be at the big dance.
Very entitled.
And them, a lot of players sitting now, not playing in practice certain days.
Taking off a lot of practice.
Do you want it or you don't? And it's like they gave the Nuggets like a special potion.
Yeah.
Almost in that closeout game that they didn't succeed, and they let Murray go off because he had until that point one of the biggest drop-offs of points from one series to another.
They were playing good defense on him in the beginning of the series,
and I don't know what happened.
But what did happen? Did they lose their focus? Or supposedly, I said in the intro, Paul George said it's the 2 best wing defenders in the league. They're going to be taking their turns. Who's going to be shutting who down? They might be fighting over who's going to be taking opposing best player. A lot of cocky talk. A lot of, I don't know if this duo can be beat. But Jamal Murray gave you 40 in a Game 7. I ran over those Jokic numbers. No answer for either one of them.
But they never really had an answer for him coming in.
They didn't.
What they should have did is they should have... they have to bring some new energy off the bench. They should have used Noah.
He didn't get any run in this series. Actually, he might have been able to get under Jokic's skin a little bit.
Bump him up a little bit, get him, be real physical. Because Zubac is not really that type of guy. And then Montrez is more of a small, big man. It's not like he doesn't, his size wouldn't bother the Joker.
He's like 6'8". And first of all, he was getting worked this entire series.
But he's never really been the defender. He's a high energy guy.
And you know what's crazy? I'm glad you said that, because remember when the Clippers came out, when they first put this team together?
Yeah.
The streets were calling him, and he was calling himself a modern day Dennis Rodman, comparing himself to the 72 Bulls. Now, is that ridiculous or what?
Guess what? Jordan went looking for Rodman. And Rodman outran him in the first practice back from Vegas.
He was always there. When he wasn't partying.
Montrez did not look like he was himself. Coming back from his hiatus. I know somebody died in his family.
Yeah, his grandma, I believe. Yeah.
During that time off, you're still a professional basketball player with a hope for winning a championship. And he failed.
He didn't look focused to me, and they were talking too much shit.
Oh, yeah.
On top of that. So I'm gonna go over to how I place the blame for the losing this series. Because to me, it was a choke. They're up 3-1. They should have won the series. They was the favorites by a long shot in this series. A lot of people had them winning the title this year, and this team was built to win a title. So I'm gonna go over the.
I was one of those people.
Yeah, me too. So I'm gonna go over to blame. You interject wherever you may be. You tell me if you agree, disagree. So I got him in a percentage factor. So to me, 30% of the blame goes to Kawhi. And I'm gonna say why. I'm giving it to Kawhi because I don't feel like he ever really took command of this team the entire season like I needed him to. I know he's a laid-back dude, but he's the best player on the team to me. So they should be following his lead, and to me, they don't.
I object.
Mm-hmm.
Giving him more than 40.
40 what?
I'm giving him more than 40% of the blame.
I give him 30. More than 40?
I'm giving him almost 50% of the blame.
50?
One, he's been to the higher chapters.
Mm-hmm.
He's a two-time Finals MVP.
Sure is.
He's a two-time
champion.
3-time.
Oh, it's 3?
Yeah, he got 2 in San Antonio.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry, 3-time.
One in Toronto.
Ooh.
3-time champion, 2 times final MVP. So he's been to the summit and back.
Mm-hmm.
He's brought a team who had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say Toronto had nothing, but he was the
main catalyst.
Yeah, he was the main focus of that team, and he brought them to the pinnacle.
Mm-hmm.
With this team here, like I've said on this podcast prior, I want to see Kawhi demand and control everything. You can't not show up in the fourth quarter 3 of 4 games.
Mm-hmm. Well, he did kind of play well throughout the series, though.
I'm talking fourth quarter. He had 0 in 2 of those games.
In those games that they lost, he should have been there closing.
He had a goose egg in 2 of those games.
Mm-hmm. And especially game 7, he has 0 points.
Those are closeout games that we need.
Mm-hmm.
You're our veteran. You've seen what the hard work and preservation causes a championship.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fact that you didn't show up in the most vital times is why I'm going to give him 20 more % of that blame.
Okay. I agree with you. Listen, I'm not mad at that at all. I only lowered it because I am giving him the benefit of the doubt because of his accomplishments and because I have seen him do it in these kind of moments. So I feel like maybe it was just a bad game for him, but that doesn't excuse the performance because they should have got this done. And he had more than enough time to get it done and more than enough talent to get it done. And like I said, I don't feel like he took the reins this entire season for the team. And I think also low-key, he took the season for granted, like the regular season for granted, with all the load management. Maybe he was getting healthy or whatever the case may be, but I don't feel like his whole focus was on this entire season where it kind of needed to be. He didn't really look that hungry to me is what I'm trying to say. And also why I'm saying he didn't look that hungry to me is because to me, this season, he was never the best defensive player in the league. Like many seasons prior to this, there are many people who are saying, no, Kawhi is the best defensive player in the league. He's the only or one of few shutdown wings in the league. Like if you put Kawhi on this guy, he's not scoring for the rest of the game. I didn't really hear too much of that this season. I heard it in spurts, but to me, for him being the best two-way player in the game, I didn't hear it enough. So to me, that feels like he didn't take it as serious as he should have. And I feel like it maybe came to bite him in the ass because, look, last series, he didn't guard Luka the entire series. This series, he didn't really guard Murray the entire series. He was just kind of switching off. But he didn't really shut anybody down, is my point, for Kawhi.
Okay.
So I'm giving him 30% of blame. The other 30% of the blame, I'm going to PG for always coming up short. You call him preseason P, pandemic P, paranoid P. I don't know the rest, but he's always coming up short time and time again, man. To me, I feel like his legacy or whatever you want to call his legacy was forever tarnished when he gave his own self a nickname. You can never do that. It never works properly when you give your own self a nickname. And his boys was laughing at him, Melo and Russ. But I can't defend PG anymore at all. He's still a talented player, but he's just truly a beta. Like, and that to me is minimum. Like, he's a minimum beta. Is there anything less than a beta? I don't even know. But he froze last night, Reem. Shots off the backboard, brother.
We've seen this before, though. And what made it worse for me was, after the loss, was the post game interview.
That made it so much worse.
Because he kind of said the same sentiments the year Melo thing lost. He said,
in OKC. Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to play enough time together. Mention
chemistry, blah, blah, blah.
Thing. You're in your prime right now. Show up. But what we have to remember, he was a Batman prior to him stepping into the spotlight for Danny Granger.
Yeah, that was older Paul George.
His role.
I mean younger Paul George.
But his role. Well, he was around Tatum's age now. But his role coming to the league was a defender and to
two-way wing
and be the second guy, athletic guy. But now that you're in your prime and you're making the big bucks, there's no excuse.
Oh, this is just no excuse at all. So I mean, it's definitely got to be mental with Paul George, right? I mean, it has to be.
I don't think it's mental. I just think
mental?
That's who he is. He's not a star.
But in other games, this man is dropping 30, 35.
But you got to remember, they're NBA athletes.
True.
You know, like anybody could go out and go get you a 30 piece.
True. I remember he was. See, to me, like, I agree with you. He's definitely not a superstar. Is he a star?
No.
Not even a star? What's less than a star? All-star.
He's an all-star.
He's an all-star.
But he's not even all-star. He's not penciled in every year.
No, he's not penciled in. He didn't make it this year.
I'll tell you one thing though. he's for where he is and what he is, how does he have a signature sneaker?
I agree with that. I don't know how Paul George has a signature sneaker. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm just saying.
Who got him that signature deal? Must have been Russ.
I don't know, but
it's on Nike.
Nike got him penciled in though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He preseason pandemic, platypus fee, whatever.
Skip Bayless calls him George Paul.
George Paul. I saw some way off P. He got to give up that shield deal. It's a wrap. For me, 20% goes to Doc. For playing Montrezl Harrell way too many minutes. Like you said, he was getting worked by Jokic the whole series by the Joker. He was straight up barbecue chicken against Joker. Like Montrezl, for all of that barking he was doing the entire season, saying, I'm ready, I'm back, I'm here. Jokic went to work on him. Work. So, Montrezl has a deal coming up.
He might have lost $20 million.
He might have lost a lot of money in that deal. But how much goes on Doc right now? Because now he's the only coach from multiple 3-1 losses in the playoffs. So are you looking at Doc to be fired, or what's going on?
If I didn't got on this mic and fired everybody.
Every episode you want to fire a coach.
Fire somebody, but
apologetic Reem.
It might be time for Doctor. You know what I mean? It might
calling
be time
for his head.
You know what? I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones. Off with his head. The reason I say that is because he's had two different additions of this team. Yeah. He came over with the mentality, the Lakers are the Lakers and we're this and cover the bandages and all of this. Mm-hmm. They have a new stadium being built for them. Mm-hmm. They have their own home. They might have to start off with a new voice.
In that new home?
In the new home. Because you've gotten to your highest peak, which isn't even the conference finals.
So that means that you are blaming Doc.
I'm giving Doc a lot of the blame.
A lot.
I seen him on the sidelines with his hands crossed a lot, and
he be pouting sometimes.
Yeah, but
he pouts.
It's like he got it like that to me. Like let him play through the difficulty.
Yeah. Well, he's an old school coach. Them old school coaches be doing that shit.
Yeah, but I heard
which is bad though.
I heard an excerpt today, and it said Phil Jackson said his team, Doc Rivers' coach teams, knows how to lose in the second half.
Oh, yes. Oh, that clip that in the finals, Phil Jackson said that when they were playing the Lakers and Celtics.
This team knows how to lose. Mm-hmm. That's not good for the resume.
It's not good for the resume. And you clearly, I said he's the only coach with multiple 3-1 losses in the playoffs. And that means something, especially a series like this, because Doc, to me, I'm definitely looking at Doc sideways, because to me, I always call Doc the ultimate motivator. And I always call him a leader of men, which I still think he is. But he wasn't leading these men properly. I don't know what it is, but I'm giving Doc a lot of blame because he helped handcraft this roster and this roster of personalities which didn't mesh, and which to me was ultimately their downfall. I think the personality clash, there was way too many voices in this locker room for me. So Doc got to take heat for that because he wasn't controlling any of those mouths.
It's a lot of personalities that I deal with.
Too many.
Because you got the Morris twin.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of volatile, real aggressive type. Then you got P. P kind of thinks his cachet is a little higher than it actually is. Mm-hmm. And you got Kawhi, who's a down type of guy. Mm-hmm. And then Montrez and Lou are like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Mm-hmm. You can't separate those two. But
Bev.
But they're not really together. Mm. I don't see how that all meshes together. But, you know what I mean? What's worse about it, they actually traded away Shea Alexander.
Yeah. Look how much they traded for Paul George, bro. Shea Gilgeous, SGA, Danilo Gallinari, and 5 first-round picks, bro. Yeah. The Clippers now have 0 first-round picks until 2027.
It's disgusting.
For Paul George.
GG.
That is crazy.
Playoff P?
Playoff P.
Porridge P.
Porridge P, because now you stuck with him now. I mean, now you got to see if you got to make it work. But that's another reason why I'm giving Doc a lot of the blame also as well, because he also had to sign off for that. And they also, what I think the mistake was giving Kawhi a little too much power. Because Kawhi in order for him to come over there, they let him handpick his teammate. They let him sign the contract he want to sign, because next year, both of them could leave if they want to.
2-1, and then Montrez is a free agent this year.
And then they have no picks, like I said.
No picks.
No young talent coming in.
No future.
No future.
Reggie Jackson is going this year.
Mm-hmm. But they already said that Doc Rivers is staying, though. The report came out today that he's going to be staying, and they're going to see how that's going to work. But we're going to see. And a little bit of the blame, I'm going to give 10% to Ballmer for putting all that faith in Paul George and signing off on all those deals and not questioning it. I don't feel like he questioned it enough, because that was a lot to give up for Paul George. They got fleeced.
Listen, but there is an assistant coach that could be the head coach by mid-season.
Which one? Lou? Or
Lou?
I'm not crazy about Lou either.
I'm not either, but
I could see it happen.
You could get rid of Doc and still have the system in play.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Just a different voice. Yeah. Sometimes it's not the actual coaching, it's the voice.
No, I agree. And sometimes players get along a lot better with the assistant coach rather than the head coach, because the head coach is usually
more open to talking to the...
And the head coach is usually a lot more disciplinary, so that's always the issue. And I'm gonna give like 10% to Pat Beverly, man, for not staying humble. Let me give him. This man was not humble this entire year. I don't know where Pat Bev got this extra confidence from this year. He was talking a lot and way too much for my taste. He contributes so minimal to a game, and for him talking so much, and he definitely, this whole year he wrote a check that his ass definitely couldn't cash this year.
Oh, I didn't appreciate it, and that's why he home. Listen, he told my team they could run to Cancun.
Sure did. He was talking emotion, Dame time.
But if Dame is in Cancun, he could go to Tulum.
And I gotta give Dame some love too, Dame and CJ for going on Twitter last night.
That ass.
I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They set Twitter on fire for that.
Yeah.
I definitely like that. So a lot of people are calling the Clippers front runners. So would you agree with that? Do you think the Clippers maybe are the biggest front runners in the league? Or maybe because they had a lot of excuses for this loss? I don't feel like they said the right things after the loss. I don't like what PG said. Champ is not a championship or bust. I didn't like the Doc Rivers talking about chemistry issues and people. He said that, I don't know if you heard, he said players were asking out of the game in the fourth quarter.
They weren't in shape.
What kind of nonsense is
that? I wouldn't call them the front runners. I call them the fronters. They were the paper champions.
Oh, they were the paper champions. Paper soldiers.
They didn't want it bad enough. They thought the name was going to bring them to the dance, and it didn't work out in their favor. Now they got a lot of chips to pick up in the offseason.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
I'm not going to lie. I think there's going to be some furniture moving in that franchise. I think a few pieces going to be gone.
Major pieces.
Major. I think Trez going to be gone. I think Lou and I think Bev is going to be gone. Those three.
I think so too. Because you can't have Montrez and Lou who don't defend coming off the bench.
And have a lot of mouth too. Because that's supposed to be Kawhi. It's supposed to be a calm. They changed the whole demeanor of the team.
I think Lou deserves a little bit of that blame too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because him being dismissed for a couple of weeks because of the wings and thighs or whatever, that kind of caused them their rhythm.
Yeah, and it was extra attention that they didn't need.
Because when he came back, he never came back as their six-man killer.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because
he came in as another guy.
Because if Kawhi and PG, well, we're not going to discuss PG. If Kawhi is out of his rhythm, usually Lil Will be the one to take over the scoring round.
Well, he's supposed to.
But prior to him going home in the bubble situation, that was his role. He never regained that role coming back into the bubble.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think he was ever right in the bubble. I don't think the Clippers were right at all. Well, they weren't focused to me. They weren't focused at all. It's interesting, man. But what we have to do is we got to show the Nuggets some love. Because I feel like the streets were sleeping on the Nuggets. I was definitely sleeping on the Nuggets for a little bit. But we got to show them boys some love. Give Jokic some credit. So I got to ask you, Reem, is Jokic now officially the best big man in the game?
Ah, man. I don't like his game, but he's one of the most skilled big men in the game.
He is very skilled.
Yeah.
Extremely. You saw them numbers I ran off in the game 7.
It's crazy that the European style is really like
working right now, right?
Controlling the NBA.
Yeah.
But he plays at his own pace. He's never really out of control.
At all.
And he doesn't need the big scoring numbers to affect the game. If you're cleaning the boards and you're finding the assists. Listen, shout out to Michael Porter Jr. for speaking up.
No, I didn't like that.
Why? Why not?
You're a rook. You got to know your place,
That don't mean anything.
You can't be asking for touches in the middle of a playoff series.
Let's break it down.
When you're not defending?
He's not asking for touches. He said the game plan is made to stop Joker and to stop Murray.
Correct.
There's a lot of players on the team.
They're two-man game.
Listen, there's a lot of players on the team that can score, right? That means open up the floor.
Agree.
Now, those players get a one-on-one opportunity. I didn't have a problem with that. And then when his time came, he hit a big shot. And,
True.
And he did get to the free throw line and knocked out all his free throws.
True indeed.
So he's game tested. He's ready. He's ready for the moment.
I just didn't like that he said that to the public. He could have just said that to Mike Malone. Like, yo, bro, I think we need to, tweak the offensive game plan a little bit. No more movement.
If it was Ja Morant, they would have no problem with it.
Why? Agreed, but Ja Morant wouldn't say something like that to the media. You know why? Because he knows better.
But what is the difference?
That Ja Morant knows better.
It was the truth, though.
Yeah, but it's called being a professional.
Fuck that.
You gotta be a professional. Son, he's a rook.
He's the future.
He's a rook, and he wasn't playing no defense in the series.
He's the future.
He was getting work, but he was scoring, though. He is nice.
Listen, all I'm saying is...
he deserves some more touches, but...
I don't think he wasn't talking about himself personally.
Son, yes, he was.
He said there's a lot of players on the team that can score.
He said, we got a lot of guys on the team who can score. You know, I could score. You know, we could score. We got a lot of dudes who could score. We just need to involve more. Which I agree. He didn't say nothing crazy.
Nothing wrong. I see nothing, and it worked. He said what he said. Nobody said anything after it worked.
They didn't really change the game plan, though. Murray still was the catalyst and Joker.
But when it needed, they swung it and the guys hit big shots.
He hit that big shot.
They no longer forced anything.
Yeah, I got to give him credit. And back to the Joker though, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. He is the best big in the league. I think he's the best center in the league right now. I think he proved it with the series because he was the catalyst. He was the matchup problem that the Clippers had no answer for.
Nothing for.
One of the best teams in the league has zero answers. So they clearly were not equipped to play against a big as skilled as Jokic, especially in the postseason. He played with his pace, like you always say.
It's crazy.
This guy, I don't think we've ever seen a big as skilled as him right now. Like the way that he plays, I mean, this man is really creating plays off the dribble.
We have, but not in...
Ooh, not like this? Vladdy was not creating off the dribble and scoring.
We got old Vladdy.
Yeah, but he wasn't creating off the dribble and scoring, though. He was more of a spot-up three, and then he was more high-post passing.
But Joker doesn't score a lot. He averages 17 a game.
Yeah, but but he scores in many different ways.
Bunches.
He gets to the line. He drives a little bit. You know, he gets his little flailing, gets to the line. He got a little baby hook. He could hit a three. He was hitting threes in this game 7.
All right, listen.
Inside, outside, grabbing boards. Come on, triple doubles.
So I give it to him. Very skilled big man.
He got 26, 11, and 5. He averaging over 50% against the Clippers.
But for me, it's not like a we've never seen it before. It's just that he does it.
I don't feel like we have, bro. I can't think of a bit. What are you gonna say? Arvydas Sabonis. A lot of people gonna
Sabonis,
say.
yes,
Yeah, but
Sabonis.
he still wasn't off the dribble scoring.
His vision was cribble. Like I said,
yes.
we got an old Sabonis though, because he was a bucketeer. I seen a lot of video prior too.
Yeah, he was definitely a bucketeer.
Because Joker's what, 25, 26 the most?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man. So right now he's the best big man. He's the most versatile big man as well.
I'll have to get. He definitely got to improve on defense, but it's looking like it didn't matter. So it's all right.
Yeah.
Murray too. We gotta talk about Murray since Damo brought him up in the voicemail. 27, 5, and 6 he's averaging for the playoffs, bro. Look at this. This man is shooting 50% from the field, 49% from 3, 91% from the line, Reem. I knew Murray has some talent on him, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like Murray like that. And boy, he has convinced me this playoffs. He is a star in the making, and I gotta give him a lot of love. He's really killing. You saw Dom on the voicemail said, what he said, Brandon Roy?
Yeah, he said the reincarnation of Brandon. You know
That's interesting.
I could see it.
I'm not mad at it though.
I'm not. I didn't see this coming from him at all.
Me neither.
I know he was good. I think a couple of years ago at the rookie game, him and Tim Hardaway Jr. went back and forth. I said, all right, this kid could hoop.
Canadian.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But for the fact that he did all of that with his sneakers, I liked it all. Like, I liked it.
I loved his demeanor through all the whole playoffs.
Because he never waved away from the message. He was consistent on the message on each interview.
Every time.
And then he showed up. So to be an athlete showing up and with the message continuing in the spotlight and on the biggest stage, I gotta tip my hat off to that young man. He's hooping.
Oh yes, 100.
He's
100%. He's definitely hooping 100%. And I'm not mad at that Brandon. But I got to think about. I know some people call him. He's like a modern day Gilbert Arenas. They were saying too. But Hibachi was a little better scorer to me. But I don't know. Murray could score too. So
yeah, Hibachi was a little bigger because he'll post guys up and stuff like that. Brandon Roy too. But what I like about the kid is he doesn't just settle for only jumpers. Like he'll get into the mix and then he'll try to bang it on you.
Yes.
And I really like that because he's not a big dude.
Murray, he's like 6'4".
6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, like 6'3",
but like
6'4".
he'll jump with the trees.
Oh, he's not afraid.
Yeah, fearless guy. I like it.
I like it. I love it. So while we're on the Nuggets, let's just preview this to the Lakers and Nuggets, our Western Conference Finals, because by the time next episode comes, this will be played on Friday. So let's talk a little initial thoughts about this series, how these two match up. It's going to be interesting, Reem, because I don't think the Lakers definitely were not expecting to play the Nuggets. So this is going to be real interesting. The Nuggets are in a real good groove. They played 2 grueling 7-game series, so they already played 14 games in the playoffs already. So they might be a little winded. But one of the best positives for the Denver Nuggets team is that they have a lot of depth. And they got a lot of guys who can score, and they got a lot of guys who can play, who are active, who can actually contribute. They got
a lot of length too.
Yeah, you do. They got a lot of big guys on that team. So let's talk about really quick with the matchup, because we got to talk. The main matchup would probably be how Jokic, the Joker, is effective against those Laker bigs, and how AD is effective. Now, I feel like we know AD is gonna get you 25 and 10. I feel like calmly against any big, but the key to me, if Denver is going to make this a series, because they are the underdog in this series, is if Joker is effective against these 2 bigs. Now, I'm going to ask you, do you think Joker can be as effective against these Laker bigs as he was against the Clipper bigs?
It depends on which Laker big. Because if the Lakers go down and put AD on him, let me go before AD. I think
JaVale or Dwight.
I think those 2 bigs, Joker's too intelligent of a basketball player for those 2.
Dwight and JaVale?
Yeah. His brain, his way of thinking and playing is going to outsmart the physical nature of those 2. Who are more athleticism and just risky playing alone. So he'll probably have them in foul trouble and confused. With AD now, AD has enough to I think, guard Jokic, but it's a risk. Because with, like you said earlier, with all the flaring and all of that,
foul trouble,
you can't afford to get AD in foul trouble.
That's a great point, brother.
Because LeBron is showing a bit of age, but you don't want to put too much load on LeBron to bring you home. Because the rest of the supporting cast is whatever it is.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know what you're going to get.
You might get JR.
Can we get some Dion, please, man? But low key, lowest of keys. I think the Lakers might have a little problem on their hands when it comes to the Joker. He's a very unorthodox player, so because he's an unorthodox center like that, like you said, the intelligence. Jokic definitely knows how to get a big in foul trouble. Yeah. He definitely knows how to run an offense and initiate an offense, and because they're not used to the center being the main point of attack, they have to be the smartest guys on the floor, like you said, like McGee and what's his guy's name? Dwight
Howard.
So I think Dwight could body him up a little bit, but
physicality really means nothing to him.
Exactly. That's why it's crazy.
And you did say he does take a lot of threes and stuff like that. They're not used to playing that far away from the basket.
Yeah, it's very unorthodox for them.
So that means if they take the big out of the paint, Murray might be able to dance a lot.
And speaking of Murray, can they handle Murray? The Lakers, one of their Achilles heels is perimeter defense.
Guard play as well.
Guard play. So we know Murray has been in a crazy rhythm. He's averaging over 27 in the bubble. He dropped 50 a few times. He dropped 40 in the game 7. He can go off. And the main person going to be guarding him is going to be who? Rondo? Can Rondo guard Jamal Murray? He put a little something on James Harden. But James Harden, to me, mentally wasn't where he needed to be. And to me, James Harden wasn't as hungry as Jamal Murray is. Not as quick and low-key. It might be a little bit disrespectful, but I think James Harden in that particular series was just easier to guard than a Jamal Murray because you kind of knew what James Harden was going to do if you're an intelligent defender.
Jamal wants it wherever he can get it.
Yeah. He going to score whichever way he can get the 2 points.
Yeah. You know Harden's kind of fishing for the 3 or the foul.
If you study his game, then you can kind of get a few plays off him and get into his head a little bit also. Yeah. I don't feel like you're going to be able to get into Nuggets' head because they're not supposed to be here anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I think flipping around on the other side, I think the Nuggets probably have enough to kind of bring this to maybe a 6-game series.
Yo, I kind of think so now. I'm giving the Nuggets credit.
I don't know if they're going to walk away with the series, but 6-7 games, I could see it because they do have length that can bother the Lakers.
They got a lot of bigs.
They have Millsap. They have Grant. I don't know.
Joker, Plumlee.
They do still have the young boy, Porter Jr.
Porter Jr., he's 6'10". Damn, that's going to be something with Joker, Porter Jr., you play him at the 4.
Millsap,
Jeremy
and then Grant.
Millsap, Gary Harris, Jamal Murray. They got to, listen, they got some size, too.
And Gary Harris isn't really scared of LeBron.
Who's guarding LeBron, though?
It might be Gary Harris.
He can't guard LeBron. Gary Harris 6'5", right?
You got to remember.
Gary Harris, you going to put on him?
I'd try it.
Torrey Craig?
Trent tried his hand at LeBron and bothered LeBron a lot. He didn't start. But you got to remember, you bring in...
You got to put Jeremy Grant. But Jeremy Grant, you know what's crazy? He's not a good on-ball defender. He's just he's a weak side help defender. He got long arms and shit.
Because I put Millsap on AD. Give him that grown man strength.
Okay. But he's too short, though. You can shoot over the top.
Get in his pocket.
Yeah. Well, you know what question is? Will we see Bobo? Could he get some minutes?
I don't think. I would love it.
Yo, Mike, man.
I would love it.
Mike, let's see some Bol in this series, man.
They got to put some quarters in his shorts or something, bro. He's a little light in the ass.
Listen, I feel like he could play against a JaVale McGee, son.
He could, but...
Against a JaVale, come on, Bobo.
Bobo, 112
Listen, put
pounds.
Put 4 bigs up there and Jamal Murray.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see, man. Mike Malone ain't gonna do it, man. But it definitely could go 6 games. I honestly think it's gonna go 6 games now because the Lakers do have a tendency to especially play around in the game 1.
Yeah.
And the Nuggets are in a rhythm right now, boy.
Yeah.
You can't compensate for rhythm.
They rolling on a hot day in a Cadillac right now.
Talk to me for real. So yo.
Go ahead, get to it. Get to it.
We gotta talk about
Get to it. Get to it.
Talk about it.
Get to it.
Dog. Yo. The prophecy. The prophecy. It's shimmering, my brother.
Wow.
It's shimmering right now. So let's talk about the Heat and Celtics series because, man, this was everything I needed in this series and more. You know, this is my favorite series of the playoffs.
Justin Palms 101.
Yo, For real. Listen, I gotta tell the family, man. My heartstrings is pulling on me for this series, man, because everybody knows I like the Heat. I've been calling for the Heat all year. I definitely want them to win. I've been rooting for them to win because I need to complete the prophecy. But my boy JT, I feel bad when I don't root for my man. And the ultimate heartstring play, Reem, happened to me at the end of that game, dog. With that Bam Adebayo block, I was happy, hype. But then I realized who got blocked at the same time.
Yo.
Son.
Watching that?
Bruh.
Rain, listen, I'm going to say pause now. I jumped up so high, damn near pissed myself. I didn't know how to feel.
Yo.
I didn't know.
All right, so you felt like me then.
It felt like a wet dream. So, you know, I was like, damn. But listen, first off, that was a hell of a game.
A hell of a game.
It was a hell of a block.
Hell of a block.
And Tatum played his ass off. Because he actually did have another opportunity to win, and it hit almost. It hit rim.
Yo, this series is fucking with me, son.
I love it, though. I love it. Listen, I don't care. I don't want no more fans no more. Bubble every year.
Yo,
that's it.
Can we talk about the bubble playoffs? Is it not the shit?
This shit is amazing.
The bubble playoffs is it, son. It's an increased level of focus in the playoffs, man. That competition, no distractions.
Nothing.
Yo.
No fat guy under the basket with his belly painted. None of that foolishness.
Yeah, none of that stupid shit. It's just straight hooping in the bubble, man.
That was a game, though.
And I love it. That was a hell of a game. We got to talk about it, man, because I feel like this series is definitely everything I'm asking for, like, and more. It was a hard-fought battle, evenly matched teams to me. You know what? I saw a stat too when I was watching the game. I don't know who said it, but the Heat have only one player on their roster that was drafted in the top 10. One player in the entire roster that was drafted. Iggy.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, Bam was drafted, I believe, 19th or something like that.
That's crazy.
So that tells me a lot about this team.
Yeah,
they're gritty, hungry. All of them have been counted out. None of them were a lottery pick.
Yeah.
All of them got it out the mud, basically. All of them grinded for their position, and all of them are part of the vision of Pat Riley. All of them are handpicked by Pat Riley.
Puppeteer.
Yeah, so...
Can I give a big shout out to one of those guys?
Yeah. Talk to me.
The Vanilla Mamba.
Oh!
The Vanilla Mamba.
Talk about
Tyler Hero.
Yo, put in work, son.
That shot to that
I think they went up one. I think
they was down by 5.
Yeah.
He took the big 3.
Yeah.
And knocked it in, and then Jimmy hit another 3.
Yeah, cold as ice.
Listen, no hesitation, just straight. Well, we said he was mixed last episode, right?
He
gotta have a black mama. He gotta.
He might be mixed out there in Wisconsin or wherever he's from.
The Vanilla Mama, man.
He had what was his numbers? I believe he almost had a triple double. I know I wrote it down. I don't remember what I had, but he had like 12, 9, and 8 or something like that. He had and it's crazy. He's been balling. He's fearless right now. Him and Duncan Robinson, I give both of them love.
I'm loving it.
100%. And also, Reem, I'm gonna say this, man. I was thinking about it, right? You know, I like to say things, especially about the C team, because I've been feeling the C team for a while now. I don't know if I'm jumping out the window with this, but I've been starting to put stuff on the set every episode, and I'm gonna put this on the set also. Jay Crowder, to me, is the best role player in the NBA. The best role player in the NBA, Reem. The best utility player. I'm going to tell you why. I think he's the best role player in the NBA because I would take him on my squad more than any other role player in the NBA right now. Game 1, 22-5. I called him the X Factor on many occasions. He averages 13, 5, and 6 for the playoffs. He's shooting over 40% from 3, my brother. 40% from 3. Played exceptional defense on Kemba down the stretch in game 1. He played phenomenal defense on Giannis around 2. He locked up TJ Warren a lot in the first round, him and Jimmy. And he's always ready for war, man. Give me the Marquette legend.
And he's a LeBron exile.
So he got that hunger in his eyes.
I got one more for you.
Jay Crowder, best role player in the NBA, brother.
1 and 2.
Okay.
1A and 1B.
Who you gonna go? Smart?
Smart.
I know. Listen, I'm not. That's 1A, 1B, maybe.
Yeah.
But me personally, I'm going with Crowder for the best role player in the NBA, brother.
You can't go wrong with either or.
You can't
go wrong with either. And they both showed up game 1.
They both showed up. They both consistently show up in big games, though. Yeah. And consistently, they have the role that goes unnoticed.
Marcus Smart went 6 for 13 from threes.
Marcus Smart was
points.
looking like Steph Curry, Ray Allen this entire playoffs, really.
Yeah, and he gets in your numbers too. Just like Crowder. He gets in your numbers. I love them both.
Yo, and most importantly, they make timely shots.
Yeah. And they and if the ball's loose, they're always in the mix.
Always in the mix. And you need a player like that. You need a dog like that. To, always going to be ready for war. Always going to be on your side.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, man, Jay Crowder, to me, I cannot think of a better role player. And I was watching that game last night. Like, listen, I really am. I've been a Crowder fan for a long time. I just like the way he plays the game. But I've officially said it now. This man is the best role player in the NBA. The best utility player.
So you was a closet fan.
Come on, man.
I like Jay Crowder's game, man.
Cool. Not publicly, but in private.
I like Jay Crowder's game. Crowder's game. And he looked like Burna Boy, too, because that shit is hilarious.
Gosh. Go ahead,
The
man.
Burna Boy clone. Yeah, man, I got to put it on the set for Jay Crowder, man. And also, a lot of people counted Jimmy out. He's been showing how big of a leader and how good of a leader, he can be.
Yeah.
A lot of people say he couldn't be a number one. And look at that. He's leading his team right now. His team is playing hard and they are disciplined. That team is well coached, elite coached. And I didn't want to root against the Celtics with Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker. Those are my guys. But the Heat, to me,
yeah, the Heat
complete team.
They're never out of a game.
I thought they were gonna lose that game.
I thought, but they have that will, that fight, that grit is in them.
Mm-hmm.
And then bam, bam, God,
clutch,
damn.
Listen, that was a crime that he didn't win Most Improved. Brandon Ingram got it, but I would have gave it to Bam.
Yeah, Bam.
Bam is playing right now.
Yeah,
big plays.
Yeah, he's hooping.
Magic Johnson called it the best block he's ever seen in a playoff game in NBA history.
I loved it. Like, we discussed this pre-roll, and I haven't seen a one-on-one block. Don't take away the LeBron rundown block was amazing. It was a game changer.
Remember Tayshaun had a chase down block too against Reggie Miller.
I'm talking about mano-a-mano at the Summit. We haven't seen one of those since Melo and maybe Hibbert.
That was a crazy block.
And that changed everything.
Yeah. That was a crazy block. I remember, you know what's crazy? I was watching that game. Where was I at? I was at Walt Clyde Frazier's Wine and Dine over there on 10th Ave. I was over there watching that host. I was there for games 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. I went 2 of the games out of the series. And that place erupted when Melo got blocked. And that was in Indiana, I believe, right? I believe that happened in Indiana. I feel like it was yellow in the stands or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was because
but his shit got stuffed.
Yeah. And it was kind of the same. His hand, literally fingers rolled back and everything, just like Bam did.
Yo, you know what's crazy? When he doing the slow-mo, his hand looked like it's breaking on his wrist.
Listen, and Tatum tried to boof that. Because he was up there.
That was on my heartstrings because I was like, damn, Tatum is ready to body this.
No, Mo, he cocked it back too. I said, oh, he's going crazy now.
And you know what's crazy? It would have been either way, like no matter how that play ended, it would have been ridiculous.
Dope.
Either the block or the dunk to win the game in overtime. A game one. So shout out to Tatum for trying to boof that, number one. And shout out to Bam for not being afraid to try to block that.
And shout out to Tatum the last play of the game. Fumbling, dropping on the floor, getting up, and still touching rim.
That was big time.
That was crazy.
That was big time.
2.5.
Yeah. Listen, top 10 and he ain't 10. Talk to me. Really quick, you know, when we talked about this series before, we talked about the point guard matchup. I said it on Twitter also as well. We both talked about that. The Dragon, game 1, 29-7. Kemba, game 1, he had 19, but he shot 6 for 19.
Yeah, but you know what? He started off bad, but he had a lot of big fourth quarter shots.
He did. It's the biggest shot in the fourth quarter, but they defended him well. They played. You saw Miami playing a lot of zone also as well. It was bothering Kemba Walker.
But what we did say previous in the year. He's a smaller guard, and Miami does have a lot of dogs and length.
Yes, they have a lot of length.
So even if he does pass a Dragic or Nunn or somebody like that, he will be tested at the Summit.
Yeah. It's good. Oof.
I like Kelly Olynyk too. He had a lot of quirky shots.
I like Kelly Olynyk.
He does his job.
Yeah, he definitely does. And man, I hope this series goes 6 or 7.
I hope it goes 7 so I can have Keep it coming.
Yeah, this series
coming.
And I think every game is gonna definitely go down to the wire because neither one of these teams are gonna give up. I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think this series is definitely gonna be better than the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think the ratings might go down out there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know.
Not for me though. I'm watching.
Yo, I'm watching. But listen, man, you know out here I'm rooting for the Heat family. You know who I'm rooting for because I gotta make the prophecy.
Facts.
Prophecy gotta be complete. But
you gotta come to R3.
Oh, the R3 Lounge, yes, sir. For the prophecy. Might do a live stream over there from the R3 Lounge too. Yeah, let's do that. Before we get on out of here, they just came out with the 2019-2020 All-NBA teams. Let's give our quick thoughts on that before we get out of here. The first team, LeBron, Giannis, Luka, AD, James Harden. Any disputes? Me? That's cool with me.
Yeah, I'm decent with that.
Decent with that. Second team, Damian Lillard, Kawhi Leonard, the Joker, Pascal Siakam, Spicy Bland P, and CP3. How we feeling about that?
I kind of... Pascal, I'm on the fence with the Pascal. Everybody else is pretty solid to me.
I like it except for Pascal. I think
agree.
Spicy P, I will swap him for Jason Tatum for me personally. Jason Tatum or Jimmy Butler to me can get that All-NBA second team spot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think they both better.
I'll probably go Tatum.
Yeah, I will go Tatum.
I'll go Tatum
Yeah,
first.
I would definitely go Tatum. And shout out to the voters. Wasudo coming back. My boy, listen, Rio, real quick, how does a washed point guard become All-NBA second team?
Oh, no.
If he's washed. I just want to know, Streets. Talk to me. Y'all know who I'm talking to. All the people who come on my mentions. Talk to me. Y'all was silent. Silence this year.
Silencio.
Third team. Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Rudy Gobert, Russell Westbrook. Interesting third team. So what do we think about that, Reem? Feeling that? Who would you take off? Russ, I think I would take off.
For who?
Damn, I'm really forgetting who.
I
know I would have put, Bam for Gobert. I would have put Bam in All-NBA third team over Gobert for me personally.
I think third team low-key, you could have chose Jaylen Brown.
Third team?
Played a pivotal role in that team.
What about Bradley Beal? Devin Booker?
Bradley Beal on a shortened season.
Bradley Beal, he averaged 29 though.
It's only points though.
I know. But yeah, just went out 5 and 5.
They didn't have the record either.
Nah, the record was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Russ played good at stretches. He didn't play great for the entire season.
He was hurt. I think he was hurt most of the season though.
Yeah. Rudy Gobert definitely needs to go for me personally.
I'm tired of seeing him on anything. I want him gone.
Yo, I'm very sick of Rudy Gobert, man. Oh Lord. Yeah, man. So we in for something special in these conference finals coming up, brother. It's definitely gonna be interesting. You got any predictions? Anything wow you want to throw out before we get on out of here?
Nah. I just want to watch it play out. Cause I think we know LA kinda is gonna be where it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Clippers kinda messed up the idea that the NBA actually wanted. They wanted that LA meetup.
They definitely wanted it.
And you know they want the LA Boston meetup. But
yeah.
Miami is about to change that whole narrative, I think.
Oh, so you on the Miami train?
They have enough. It's enough grit.
Son, they could do it. Low key, don't let me go jump out the window next when we get to the next round and call Heat for Lakers and say he gonna win the title. Because I'm about ready to go there.
Are you ready?
I'm about ready. Listen,
ready?
The prophecy gotta be complete though.
They gotta go to the parade in Miami.
Oh shit, I'm there.
Masked up and all that.
So yeah, yo, this episode, man, it's crazy. We're gonna see what's gonna happen in the episode. Reem, once again, my brother, thank you for joining me again.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course. Damo, we need you back here podding soon, brother. Keep sending those voicemails in. The family keep sending those voicemails in as well. This is episode 132, I believe. We at